Hey guys, Austin here, and as we approach 2024, I was thinking, what were the most memorable moments of the 2023 calendar year for the Edmonton Oilers? Not the best moments, but the most memorable. In today's video, I celebrate the dawn of a new year with what I believe are the 10 most memorable moments of the Edmonton Oilers in 2023, but before I get into the top 10, I just want to list a few honorable mentions. First honorable mention, Matt Berlin making an appearance for the Oilers as their emergency backup goaltender, their E-Bug, and he got to play the final 2 minutes of regulation against the Chicago Blackhawks on January 28th. My second honorable mention is Connor McDavid going full 1980s mode and scoring a whopping 64 goals, 89 assists, and 153 points, which led the Oilers to 50 wins, something the team had not accomplished since the 86-87 season. My third honorable mention is Klim Shady. The Oilers traded for Klim Kostin in October of 2022, but it wasn't really until 2023 that Kostin made his mark in the Oilers' bottom six. Fights, timely goals, likable personality, clutch third period game-winning playoff goal in Game 2 against the LA Kings. What a season for the Big Russian. And the final honorable mention, Sam Gagner scoring 2 goals in his return to Edmonton off of his pro tryout. The Oilers would end up losing that game against Dallas 4-3, but the playoff atmosphere that Gagner ignited that night was incredible. All right, it's now time to get into the top 10. At number 10, the Oilers win their 50th game of the season in game number 82 against the San Jose Sharks. It was the first time since the 86-87 campaign that the Oilers achieved this milestone. At number 9, Leon Draisaitl hits the 50-goal plateau for the third time in his career, putting him behind only Alex Ovechkin for most 50-goal seasons among active players in the NHL. For reference, Ovechkin has 9 50-goal seasons. If the pandemic had not shortened both the 2019-2020 and 2020-21 seasons, I am certain Draisaitl would have had 5 50-goal campaigns by now. He has slowed down this season compared to his usual standards, but he is still one of the most prolific goal scorers in the league. Coming in at number 8, speaking of Leon Draisaitl, he became the first Oilers player to score 30-plus power play goals in a season, and in October of this year, he officially passed Ryan Smith and Glenn Anderson for first all-time in power play goals in Oilers franchise history. Coming in at number 7, Connor McDavid scoring his 60th goal of the season in an absolute thriller against the Arizona Coyotes. A back-and-forth game saw the Oilers and Yotes head to overtime tied 3-3. Draisaitl found McDavid on not one, but 2 breakaways in the extra frame, where Connor would eventually score on his second chance to win the game for Edmonton and hit 60 goals for the first time in his career, and he also became only the 4th active player to hit that milestone. Those who watched that game have it etched into their brains forever. At number 6, the Oilers fired Jay Woodcroft and Dave Manson. Following the team's 50-win season, the Oilers came out of the gate with as loud of a thud as possible. Seen by many as Stanley Cup favorites ready to build off of last May's disappointing second-round exit to the Las Vegas Golden Knights, Edmonton found themselves in the NHL's basement a month into the 2023 season. Embarrassed by a loss to the lowly San Jose Sharks, where Jay Woodcroft famously walked off the ice appearing to mouth the words, "That might be it," to his associate Dave Manson, he would coach just one more game, a 4-1 victory over the Seattle Kraken, before being fired by general manager Ken Holland and CEO of hockey operations Jeff Jackson. The decision was met with a lot of anger and confusion throughout oil country, especially from the analytics community. The Oilers hired Chris Knobloch to replace Jay Woodcroft and Paul Coffey to replace Dave Manson. Number 5, speaking of the Chris Knobloch hiring, number 5 is the awkward press conference that introduced both Knobloch and Coffey to the media. Jeff Jackson and Ken Holland were both present but contradicted each other numerous times throughout the media availability, leading to fan speculation about who was actually running the team. Adding to the confusion, Paul Coffey stated that he did not even want to be a coach, and many speculated that Daryl Katz asked him personally to go behind the bench. Despite the strange introduction of the new coaches for the Oilers, they have made an immediate positive impact. As of the recording of this video, Edmonton is 12-6-0 under Knobloch. Coming in at number 4, the Oilers losing 8-1 to the Vancouver Canucks in the season-opening game of the 2023-24 season. I mentioned earlier that this is not a top 10 best moments video for the Oilers, just the most memorable moments, and this one was memorable for all the wrong reasons. Before training camp even started, Connor McDavid and the Oilers leadership group called everyone back to Edmonton in the first week of September, and they hosted what was called Captain Skates as a sign of commitment to winning and that the team felt the loss to Vegas in the second round was unacceptable. What looked like a promising sign of a maturing locker room, training camp opened a couple of weeks later, where Jay Woodcroft introduced a new defensive scheme that he wanted the team to utilize heading into the season. Preseason went well, with Edmonton going 5-2-1, and new free agent signing Connor Brown looking decent coming off a year away from the game with multiple goals for the team. The buzz in Edmonton was at a fever pitch, and the team looked ready for a big season. And then it all came crashing down in the first game of the season, where they lost 8-1 to the Canucks. A loss in Vancouver's home opener isn't entirely unexpected. In fact, there were a lot of fans in oil country that knew the Canucks were going to be a tough matchup, but to get blown out in that fashion after all the talk, captain skates, and new defensive system, it was incredibly jarring. The team looked out of sorts and shell-shocked and never really recovered or found consistency in their game until the coaching change. It's one of the strangest season openers I've seen as a fan, considering the expectations for the team. Coming in at number 3, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins joined the 100-point mark for the first time in his career. It was a season to remember for the Oilers fan favorite, as he helped the team post the greatest single-season power play percentage of all time at 32.3%, and he managed to score a career-high 37 goals, 67 assists, and 104 points. He became the third player on the Oilers to hit 100-plus points in 2023, which is the first time a team had 3 or more 100-point scorers since the 1995-96 Pittsburgh Penguins. Though Nuge's production has slowed down a little bit so far in 2023-24, he is still an instrumental piece to the Oilers' power play and is part of the best line in the entire NHL so far this season. The Nuge-McDavid-Hyman line lead the league as a unit, minimum 100 minutes played, in expected goals for at 76.9%. Hashtag kept Nuge. Coming in at number 2, the Oilers knock off the Los Angeles Kings for the second straight postseason. Down 2-1 in the series and 3-0 on the scoreboard at the end of the first period of Game 4, Jay Woodcroft put Jack Campbell in net in relief of Stuart Skinner, and Edmonton scored an early power play goal in period 2 to cut the deficit down to 2 goals. A few minutes later, Edmonton would score again to make it 3-2. The Kings, under former Oilers coach Todd McLellan, played a nasty 1-3-1 neutral zone trap throughout the series to try and mitigate the Oilers' attack off the rush. Edmonton throughout the series looked frustrated and things looked bleak, but 2 goals in the second period had the team buzzing. They would then be rewarded with a power play and tie the game 3-3 with 10 seconds left in the second period. LA would score early in the third to regain their lead, but a late game-tying goal by Evander Kane would send the game to overtime. Now, a loss would put Edmonton down 3-1 in the series and make the deficit almost impossible to climb out of. A win would tie the series heading back to Edmonton for the all-important Game 5. Halfway through the first overtime period, Zach Hyman would come in on the left side off the rush and beat Jonas Korpisalo to win the game and tie the series for the Oilers. Edmonton would not look back as they throttled the Kings at home in Game 5, winning 6-3, and then they finished the Kings off in Game 6 in Los Angeles off a late third period tie-breaking goal by Kyler Yamamoto to send the Oilers back to the second round of the playoffs. And finally, coming in at number 1, the Oilers' combined team and player achievements. As a whole, the Oilers in the 2023 calendar year have had some incredible moments, but as a team, I find them to be more likable than ever and easy to root for every success they have together. 2023 saw Connor McDavid hit 60 goals, Leon Draisaitl hit 50 goals, Nuge hit 100 points, Stuart Skinner was an all-star and set the all-time win record for a rookie goaltender in team history with 29 victories. Zach Hyman had 9 goals called back during video reviews, but he still managed career highs in goals with 36 and points with 83. Hyman is currently on pace to smash last season's goal pace. Despite the team's horrific start to this season, they've played an entertaining Heritage Classic against the Calgary Flames in October, where Vincent Desharnais scored his first career NHL goal, and the team won 5-2. Sam Gagner made his return to oil country and scored 2 goals in his first game back, setting the Rogers Place crowd into an absolute frenzy rarely seen unless it's the playoffs. Evan Bouchard is on pace to score 88 points this season as a defenseman. Ken Holland pulled off his best trade as a general manager of the Oilers when he acquired defenseman Matthias Ekholm at the deadline in March. James Hamlin's story and rise to the NHL club, going undrafted but solidifying himself as the team's fourth line center, will bring a tear to anyone's eyes. For as much bitching as I do on Twitter and how negative I can come across in videos sometimes, I love this team and I cannot wait for what 2024 brings. So, what do you guys think of my top 10 Oilers moments of 2023? Was there any that I missed? What are your favorite moments or memories from 2023? Share your thoughts with the rest of Oil Country in the comments section below. As we head into 2024, our YouTube channel is poised to explode in growth, and I cannot wait to continue making content for everyone. Make sure that if you're not subscribed yet, that you hit that sub button. Be part of the next generation of hockey and Oilers content on YouTube. Thank you all so much for watching. You are all amazing. Have a very happy New Year's, and let's go Oilers.